Welcome to New Castle, part of Westbury, New York. This is a true crab in a barrel. I don't know if you guys have heard that expression, but if you stay here too long, you'll never get out. So this is where my journey began in America, and I was so glad to experience that. So I know there's a better way of life outside of Westbury, New Castle. It was a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for all the lessons. This here is 245 Wright Street, the first house I ended up in my journey to America. Boy, these experiences were priceless. I must say that I learned a lot from that point on. It was unreal. Unreal. 245 Wright Street. The house was red when I came, so over the years, it definitely has changed the color. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it seems so small now. I remember back in the day, it was one of the biggest houses on the block. It was unreal. Like yesterday, I went to this school. This is the first elementary school that I went to when I was a kid, first come to the United States. That was part of my journey as well. And I must say, it was fun. It was a lot to learn. It was a new experience, seeing different kids, how they went about their days, how they behaved. And it was something to get used to because it was totally different from where I came from. Yes, this definitely was a major part of my story in America. I felt like I had to share. It's like going back to see how my life was at one point of time. Westbury Middle School was definitely part of the journey. And I also believe that's where my journey in Westbury had stopped. 7th grade was my first time in that middle school, but I ended it after that. That's when I ended up going to St. Mary's because I was no longer getting along with my father. This park right here is where I started to learn how to play basketball. I must say, basketball was a major part of my life in Westbury, where it was an escape for me, in which I remember I used to come here every day, even in the winter time sometimes, just to come and play, to get away from my sorrows. I must say, just like that. Definitely it was part of my sorrows, and I couldn't imagine at such a young age, I was aware that I had to have an escape in order for me to survive in this crab in a barrel type of place. I must say I learned a lot. There was a swimming pool. After I played basketball sometimes, I ended up going to the swimming pool and had a hell of a time. I must say that I met a lot of young friends there as well, where we used to do all those extracurricular activities together. It was a great time though. I enjoyed that park. Martin Monkey Reed Park. Yes it was. All right. 1991. This was one of my stopping grounds. Back in the day, they called it St. Mary's. I guess it was a group home for boys. I was abandoned in some ways, I would say, and I ended up in this facility. It was one of the places I had to start to put my head straight. I believe I was 13 years old at that time, and I must say this place was a big part of my story. Right here was the gym that we used to go to do some play basketball, all sort of play. I must say it was a great time. Under circumstances sometimes, you grow. It's like the diamond story. You find a diamond in the rough, and I was part of that rough. So I must say this journey to me was one of the best of my life. I used to be in this Gillies place Gillies, that's the building right there, I believe it was. I just wanted to share. Thank you. After St. Mary's, this is where I ended up. 1255 This is my middle school, Journey Ep1 in Levittown, North New York. One of my first experiences dealing with diversity, I must say, where I learned a lot of things in life. From Johnny Salt Middle School, we went to General Douglas MacArthur High School. From 1992 to 1996, I will never forget these days. These days were a major part of my life, where I learned so much about life. High school were the days. I must say, I played 4 sports in high school: football, basketball, tennis, and I ran track. I tried a few other sports like baseball and lacrosse, but I was not interested in these type of extracurricular activities. I really excel in football in this school and also basketball, but mostly football. I would say that I became a star in football playing in that school because I ended up going to college, Alfred State College, on a partial scholarship. Those were the days, man. Those were the days. This is the high school football field that I excelled in. Scored a lot of touchdowns, met a lot of good people, had a lot of fun. It wasn't exactly like this when I went there. They did a lot of improvement, a lot of great job. Beautiful. Great experience, I must admit. I love this school. I had a great time being in this school. This school is definitely a major part of my life. I enjoy each and every moment, each and every day that I came to school because I felt welcome. And I was doing a lot too. A whole lot I was doing, especially in sports. I learned so much about academics, which I wish I took more seriously in life, where I could have become an attorney, which I could have done some very good with in my today's in life today. Because I love law, I love the Constitution, I love this country because of the opportunity you get to make something out of yourself. This country really allows you to exceed, to excel, to be all you can be. That's what I learned. This definitely was a major part of my journey, which I had a great time doing in my teenage years. 92, 96, MacArthur High School, baby. This house here is where I met my wife, 778 Union Drive in Uniondale. This is where my adult life began. I must say, it was a hell of a time. I enjoyed this place so much, learned so much from it. I must say her father was definitely my biggest role model in life, taught me a lot. This definitely was a major part of my journey, where I must say that I learned a whole lot how to become a true man and, to be respectful, learn how to treat others. I used to live in the basement. The basement was actually one of my third apartments on my own that I had to live on my own and pay rent. Yeah, definitely. It was a joy. I enjoyed myself. This is the entrance of the basement where we used to live. I had a great time there though. Learned so much. I grew a whole lot. Loved it. Best experience of my life. Yeah. Can't complain, man. Life's been good. More good than bad. I enjoy every moment.